Oh, hello, welcome back to Plumbing College. Today I'm going to teach you how to solder. Right, for this you will need a gas bottle, either propane or MAP gas. If you're just starting out, I recommend propane gas because it burns at a lower temperature. You will also need solder, Flux, a Flux brush, a heat-proof mat, eye protection, abrasive strip, a wet sponge, and finally a fire extinguisher. Soft soldered joints are either integral, this means the solder is already inside, or there is end feed where you have to apply the solder yourself. If using on hot and cold water supplies, make sure that lead-free solder is used and check the label on the Flux to make sure that it is Water Regulation Advisory Scheme approved. If using gloves, make sure they are heat resistant. Let's look at end feed. Make sure the end of the tube is clean. It is not recommended to use wire wool anymore because it leaves debris in the pipe and could cause blockages. Use an abrasive strip. Apply Flux to the tube. Never use your fingers. The Flux does many things, including prevents oxidisation while heating, and it also cleans the pipe further. As a general rule, when we solder, the amount of solder needed is approximately the diameter of the pipe. So here, for this side, we need 22 mil of solder, and for this side, we'd need 22 mil of solder. Anything else would just fall off onto the floor. Always use a heat-proof mat. A heat-proof mat is not designed to take heat like this. It will just burn through. It is designed to take up stray flames like this. The solder gets sucked in by capillary attraction. Wait a minute for the pipe to cool. Then, using a damp cloth, clean off any excess flux. If the flux is not removed, it leaves a horrible green stain on the pipe. This is acidic and it could corrode the pipe. Right, with integral fittings, it's the same process, but you just don't need to add solder because it's already built in. Right, some mistakes students make when soldering. Firstly, they keep the flame in one place. Always keep the flame moving. Never keep it still. Next mistake is getting the pipe too hot. You can normally tell by the colour change. Watch what happens to the flux now when it gets too hot. When you put the solder on, the solder is not going round. And the solder is now, it's just falling off. So when you overheat the fitting, that is what it looks like. Right. When soldering drain valves, make sure you remove the internal washer. Otherwise, it will melt when you solder. Experienced plumbers like to use MAP gas because it maintains the heat on the flame and it uses less gas. When soldering in situ, especially near clips, it's good to have a damp cloth to cover the clip to stop it melting. And of course, your heatproof mat. When you solder vertically, the solder gets drawn in via capillary attraction. Watch. That's gone down there. Good. Now you know how to solder copper pipe. It's your turn to have a go.